Hey guys, Jenna Smith here. So I have kind of typed up something that I'm gonna half read, half talk about, just so you guys know why I'm like keep looking to the side. That's why. So I am the founder and president of Love First Co. Um, and Love First Co. is a nonprofit organization created to fill the gaps within our Page County community. There are a lot of amazing nonprofits who do amazing things, but there are also a lot of gaps that I discovered after moving here and seeing a lot of people who had needs that were not able to be met through the projects and initiatives of other nonprofits. So I kind of decided I wanted to try to help where I could um, and create this nonprofit to assist individuals and families in need with resources and supports to help them be self sufficient and empowered to be able to take care of their own families, but also feel safe and loved and like they had what they needed to get by. So let's get right into the meat of it. So what is Love First Co. all about? What's the mission? All that. So Love First Co. is dedicated to meeting the needs of the community through showing love and compassion as we break down barriers, provide and pool resources, promote advocacy, and encourage community involvement. So, a big piece of that, like I said, is not just filling the gaps, but then working with other nonprofits in the community to kind of see what they're up to and see how we can help, or if there's things that we can help facilitate as well. Um, so, so Page County Cares. That was my first kind of project when I moved to Page County. I created Page County Cares in 2022 after I moved here to Luray because I wanted to find ways to give back to my community and to kind of pay it forward and just get involved. And this was before I became a nonprofit. I started doing just different things to help the community. So I did community clothing giveaways, would cook meals and give them away multiple times a month, and would deliver them as well. And I often had people who would volunteer to help deliver those meals. And then in 2022 and 2023, I made Thanksgiving dinners and delivered them out to families. I think we, over the 2 years, gave close to 100 people Thanksgiving dinner. Um, and then I've taken approximately, this is approximate, I can't recall, about 15 trips to Northern Virginia, which is where I'm from originally. And I went up there to pick up free, gently used furniture items and other things that people in Page County were needing. So a lot of times it was mattresses, it was beds, dressers. I've gotten fridges and freezers as well. And I would pick those up and bring them down here and then would deliver some, but also would have people come pick them up for me directly. So that was kind of how that all started. I then got involved with helping some women in domestic violence situations get out of those situations and help them connect with other resources as well. And then I've provided temporary childcare for families who were in the middle of transitioning or a crisis or things like that. And paying for childcare wasn't really an option, but they needed childcare. So I offered that as well. And then I also started doing advocacy for children and families of children with special needs. And I do that pro bono for families in Page County. So that is something that I was doing independently. And then I filed the paperwork to kind of make it an official nonprofit so that I could be able to help more people and be able to just have more resources. And so I filed all that paperwork and became an official tax exempt nonprofit as of July 21st, 2023. And I titled the nonprofit Love First Co. Because of kind of the nature of the nonprofit and filling those gaps and kind of doing a little here and doing a little there and pulling back and giving more. I didn't want to limit the projects we took on or the demographic of the people we served. And so I wanted that flexibility to allow us to fill those gaps Like I said, and kind of stepping in when needed, but also backing down when another profit was able to fund that same initiative. Um, and so another kind of question maybe that's been popping up is like, hey, you've got a lot of projects going on. You've got a lot of things. You have multiple nonprofits. What exactly is going on here? So all of these things are one nonprofit. It is Love First Co., and then the Luray Care Closet, Page County Cares, and the Care Closet Boutique were all legally filed as DBAs, which is referred to as doing business as, also known as like a fictitious name in the state commission system. And so all those were filed as doing business as under Love First Co. So there are no limits to the number of DBAs under a business. So a business can use as many assumed names as they would like. And then DBAs are historically used as an alternative way to legally refer to your business. So sometimes it's because there's some sort of patent or something on a name, or the website was already taken, or things like that. Sometimes it's because you want your name that you're doing business as to reflect more specifically the type of business you're doing. For us, we use these DBAs because they're descriptive of the kind of business we're in. So each DBA acts as a sort of like subcommittee of the nonprofit itself, because they each have kind of specific initiatives that they manage under the same umbrella. So they all have the same mission, they all have help the same population, but just to kind of specify like what they do, we just kept it like that. And because I started the nonprofit after I already had Page County Cares, it made sense to do a DBA as it rather than change everything out of Page County Cares, since that was what was already people were used to. And so I guess the next question would be like, when did the Care Closet join Love First and why? So in 2024, Lindsay Bond reached out to me. She was wanting to start the Luray Care Closet, and it overlapped with what I was doing, but would allow us to help so many more individuals and families, and just be able to do so much more for the community. So she agreed to partner with me under that nonprofit because our goals aligned and the mission applied to both. And so I was already doing some things that she's doing, but she was able to take it to the next level and really do so much more with it. And she has run with it and expanded it 10 times. Just an incredible asset to this community. So then the Care Closet Boutique is another side of the Luray Care Closet. The Care Closet Boutique is similar to like the Page One thrift store, where it's a storefront that the funds go to support the initiatives of the nonprofit. So the funds raised at the Care Closet Boutique then go back into the efforts of supporting individuals and families within our community, through the efforts that she's doing with the Luray Care Closet. Some of those funds do then assist certain projects with Page County Cares, but primarily those funds are just cyclical, and the Care Closet boutique funds go to the Luray Care Closet initiatives, and that's kind of that cyclical thing. Usually the things that Page County Cares do are self-funded, and I can get into that in a second. So the funds raised at the Care Closet Boutique go back into those efforts of serving people within our community. So what do we do exactly? Who are we helping? So far in 2025, so we are midway through February, we have given away just over about $800 worth of items to community members across the county. So this is everything from car seats to hygiene products to pet food to clothing to food boxes, diapers, wipes, you name it. That's what we so far have done this calendar year. So 2025 so far we've given, it's like, I think it was like about $800.50 worth of items. So we serve Rileyville, Luray, Stanley, Shenandoah, and Elkton. I've included Elkton because there are parts of Elkton that are Page County and part that are not. And it's easier just to serve Page County and include Elkton in that as well, because there is that kind of gray area there. So kind of what exactly each of these ventures do. I mentioned that the Care Closet Boutique, the money goes towards the care closet. The boutique itself has discounted, really cheap, affordable, primarily clothing. There are shoes too, and then there's some vendor items there that are independent of us. The vendors get the money from those things. But the clothes, what we wanted was an affordable kind of thrift store option. And we do offer deals all the time. Like tonight, we dropped prices to all clothing items are $4 or under. So we want people to be able to go and get something new that's in good shape, that's cute, for an affordable rate. We just wanted it to be someplace that people could go and just be comfortable and get something new and do that. So that's kind of what the boutique has. All sizes. We have kids' clothes, and those come in fairly often. So we have baby, infant, toddler, child clothes. And then we also have women and men's clothes. We don't have as many men's clothes. We're hoping to kind of expand that a little bit. But right now, Lindsay has the boutique open. When she can, she posts those hours on social media. And then she goes in and offers people to be able to buy those things, the deals she has all the time. And then people can also, while the boutique is open, come in and get items from the Luray Care Closet. So the Luray Care Closet provides physical items for those in need, including, but not limited to, pet food, diapers, wipes, laundry detergent, cleaning products, hygiene products. That includes feminine care products, shampoo, conditioner, body wash, including family planning items, condoms, pregnancy tests, toilet paper, paper towels, dishwasher and dish soap, and all those things. She has all those things available. And if there are things that people need that she doesn't have, she's able to then go get them because of the funds of the Care Closet Boutique that allow her then to be able to go purchase items. And Lindsay is like queen couponer. So she's able to get good deals on the items that she gets for the Care Closet itself. And then Page County Cares. So continuing on the things that I've done, I still individually will make meals and deliver them. I primarily right now am doing them for people who were just in the hospital, people who had surgery, people who have death in the family, people who were just dealing with a lot of sickness, going through a really hard time. So kind of these like one-time isolated things. I'm not doing the regular meals like I was before, but I'm still offering those meals for people in need as needed as well. So I do that, and then Page County Cares also does a lot of projects with like direct donations. So I might post a situation about a family in need or an individual in need, and then people can donate specifically to that individual, and then we give those funds to the individual or family in need. If there are fees associated with the money transfer or anything like that, the nonprofit does cover those fees, so the family gets the full amount of the amount donated. So let's say I donate via Venmo $50, and $2.50 comes out for a fee. The family will get the full $50. The nonprofit will cover the $2.50 to ensure that the family's getting all the money that was donated to them, because we do really want to be that resource and be able to help those families. We just have started doing gas cards. We do $10 gas cards for people to be able to get to doctor's appointments, to get to if they have a funeral, if they have something that need to get to social services for, or things like that. We will offer as needed these gift cards. We right now don't have enough to give to the same people over and over again, so we're kind of doing one per person at this point in time. And I know it's not a lot, but we're just trying to get it started and trying to help people where we can. And then those gas cards could also be used, like if you don't have a car and you found a friend who's willing to drive you, you could get one of those gas cards to reimburse your friend for driving you to that appointment or something like that. And I know a lot of us, because of where we are and where doctors are, a lot of people, especially if you're pregnant, you're having to drive to Harrisonburg or Winchester for care, and so that can add up gas-wise. So if we can help, we will. So that is an option there. And then we do a lot of community connections, and we're hoping to kind of create a directory down the road. But pretty much, I have a lot of people reach out to me and say, hey, I need X, Y, and Z. It could be anything from I need a affordable plumber, or I just need a trustworthy someone to come in and do something, or I have junk I need removed, or I need this or that. And then I'll refer them out or give them options of local businesses that could offer those services. So if someone has a tree they need cut down, I might refer them to any of the tree companies that are local, or junk removal companies that are local. I try to make sure that I'm kind of giving back to our immediate community, so I do refer to those people first. And then if there are people who are having health concerns, or elderly who need, we've connected people so that a ramp could be built to someone's housing. And we've gotten people volunteer to do things like that and just help people in the community. So I kind of connect people and just try to facilitate things where I can. Another thing we do is, like I said earlier, with the furniture. So we'll get beds for people. That's kind of the highest thing right now. We're doing less of like the dressers and things like that, and more of beds, bed frames, things of that nature. And then, like I said, we do the hot meals for people after surgeries, funerals, things like that. And then some of the things we're working towards being able to do are being able to cover a night or two at a motel for emergent situations that sometimes arise. So we want to be able to potentially do that in the future. I know there's some other community organizations that are doing similar things, so I'm working with them to see if it's something that we can support them in, or if it's something that they need to support us in, or how we can work that out. So that's kind of in the pipeline for the future. And then I would really love to be able to help offer life skills community classes. So anything from like interview etiquette, babysitting classes, how to change a tire, how to open a bank account, basic financial strategies, money management, applying for government assistance, or applying for things like disability, or cooking on a budget, or even cooking from the box you get from the food bank. A lot of times I know we get this and it's like really overwhelming of stuff like, how am I going to use any of this stuff? So I would really like to be able to offer options for families, maybe even create like a little cookbook for things that people can easily do, and also offer options for people who maybe are living at a motel and just have a microwave. What can they use with those boxes via a microwave? How can they cook that? So those are some of the examples with that. So that's kind of the gist of everything. This has been an insanely long video, but I wanted to try to explain all that. When it comes to, I know it had been brought up about, I'm also doing this laundry thing as well. That's just my individual self doing that in my free time at my home. And that is just to help supplement my income, because I'm a single parent with 3 children with special needs, and things are expensive. I also commute to work, so I drive an hour and a half each way, and just the price of gas, it's just a lot. So that is not related to the things we're doing here. I have labeled it as like a service to the community. I'm charging for it. I'm just trying to be affordable, and that's just me just wanting to be able to have a win-win situation. That's kind of my like life motto, is like win-wins. If it's not a win for you, it's not a win for me. So by offering something to the community that they need, that they can afford, that then I still am able to make a little money to be able to help support my family, win-win, that works for me. I do have other businesses. I own, I did, the free advocacy is kind of still part of the stuff I do here, but I do have an advocacy company that people do pay for services for. But like I said, in Page County, I do it for free, but outside of Page County, I do charge. So that's its own business. And then I do have my baked goods business, but I typically just give things away. I think I sell less than $200 a year of baked goods because I just primarily just give it away to people. And that's, yeah, so I do have multiple businesses, but as for the nonprofit, that's its own thing. And the nonprofit does have all those components. But if you have any questions about what is going on, or if you just want to see the documentation of the nonprofit or the documentation for the DBAs or anything like that, I'm happy to share it with you to show you full transparency. And like I said, we do a lot of directed donations. So when someone donates to us, I always ask, how do you want your funds used? And since we have all these different DBAs right now, when someone donates, I ask, do you want it to go to the nonprofit overarching and have us figure out where the money can, best be best used? Do you want it to go to the care closet, or do you want it to go to Page County Cares? And then I'll give options for the things we're doing within that. Do you want it to go to gas cards? Do you want it to go to help domestic violence victims? Do you want it to help go towards X, Y, and Z? I do offer that to people who donate, because as someone who, contributes to nonprofits, I do like to know where my money goes, and I know it's not required to have your donation be designated a certain way unless I specifically say I want it a certain way. But it is nice, from my perspective, to offer that to people who are donating. When they're giving back to the community, I would like them to be able to know exactly how their money's being used. So when we did our Christmas giveaways, we had raised money for multiple families, and each person who donated, a lot of people were donating towards a PlayStation for one of the kids, and then we had someone donate a brand new PlayStation. So I reached out to everyone who had donated towards the PlayStation and said, I can refund you your money, or you can give to X, Y, and Z. Food card, gas card. We did get a family new tires, so I offer that as an option as well. And everyone, no one said to refund the money. Everyone just said, please help the family. So that money did go directly to that family. So we were able to help those families. We provided gas cards, meal cards, Walmart gift cards, and everyone who donated was aware of exactly where their money was going. And so that's that part of things. I'm trying to think of what else was asked. So we do offer opportunities for service hours, community service hours. So people can help out at the boutique, or with different projects we're doing with the care closet, or delivering food items, or delivering care closet items, or picking up donations, things like that. So that's an option of something that we do as well, because we're a nonprofit. We can offer that to people. And then I guess the last piece that I don't think I've addressed, let me double check, is grants. So my background before I became a teacher was in working with nonprofits. So when I was in college, I did over 1,000 hours of work with various nonprofits, helped raise over $50,000 for different nonprofits through grant writing, through fundraising, through donor relations, through fundraising events, through galas, through just making connections with those donors, creating that relationship to increase repeated donors. So that was kind of like my background. So far, we have not been applying for grants yet. We are solely funded right now based on individual donors. Right now, we just have people who've done one-time donations, and we use those funds accordingly. And then both Lindsay and I have donated, I've donated things I have in my house to the nonprofit, and then Lindsay has donated some of her own money towards stocking the care closet when it's been low. So she's done that as well. So again, most of the money right now is just through individual donations that we receive. for businesses and individuals in the community. And then we just try to use those funds as wisely as we can, and just kind of stretch what we can. And then with the Care Closet Boutique, that's kind of opening doors for us as well, because it's allowing us to have a little bit of additional income to then be able to do more, and purchase more things for the Care Closet and be able to fund gas cards and things like that. So that is that piece. And like I said, I want to get into the grant writing aspect of it, but I'm a full-time special education teacher up in Winchester. And I also do homebound and home-based teaching for children with special needs. So I typically am gone around 12 hours a day, Monday through Friday. And so between that and then raising my kids with special needs, and being a single parent, I just haven't had the time yet for the grant writing. However, I am still looking into that. Just right now, we're able to function independently of that. Again, it's not necessarily a long-term sustainable thing, but right now it is. It's working. So that's kind of where we're at with that. Yeah. So, if you do donate items to the Care Closet, you can donate it one of two ways, and we have people that do both. You can donate if you want something to be given away, if you want us to give it to someone in need, and you don't want us to sell it, you can designate it as a Luray Care Closet item. So people will donate a bag and say, I want this to go to a mom in need, or I want this to go to a family in need. So we put that in the Luray Care Closet section, which is in the back, and then those items are given away. We do not sell those items. If you donate clothes or shoes or accessories to the Care Closet Boutique, we do sell those items, and again, the money just goes into the nonprofit. Just like when you donate items to Page One Thrift Store, the money that they then sell those items, and then those items go to help fund the initiatives for Page One. So it works the same way. So we do sell items as well, but again, the money that we earn from those items just goes into the nonprofit. But if you would like to donate something and don't want us to sell it, you just want it to be given away to a family who could use it, we also do that as well. So we do both. So you can donate and designate whether you want it to be sold or just given away, and we will respect that as well. So those are all options. And just want to make sure you have all the information. If you do have questions of if you can donate something, or what exactly any of these things mean, or if you have follow-up questions, feel free to ask me. I know this was insanely long. I don't know who's going to watch the whole thing, but I hope you do, so you can have all the information. And just be aware of what we're doing and the people we're trying to help, and just trying to do more for this community we call home. So again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm Jenna Smith. You can find me on Facebook, or you can find me at Page County Cares. Or you can reach out to Lindsay Bond. You can find her on Facebook, Lindsay Bond, or you can reach her at the Care Closet Boutique or the Luray Care Closet on Facebook as well. We also have phone numbers and email addresses and all that. If you want an email address, the one I have off the top of my head is for the nonprofit. It's Love First Co. So Love First Co 365@gmail.com. So you can also reach out via email. If someone shares this video with someone who doesn't have Facebook, that's a way they can reach me as well. If you want to talk on the phone, if you want to meet in person, if you have questions, I'm an open book. I'm happy to sit down, show you my documentation, explain things in a little more detail if you'd like. My goal is just to pay it forward, to give back where I can, to help the community where I can. I mean, I've been in the struggling stage of things. I've needed help. I've gone to Page One for assistance. I've gotten food boxes. So when I can give back, I do. And when I have something I can do, if I'm maybe getting from one thing, if there's something else I can do in exchange to pay it forward and give back, I will. So, maybe I'll get a food box and someone might need free babysitting, and I'm like, hey, I just got this gift, so let me pay it forward and let me help babysit someone who needs help. That's kind of like an example of one of the things I was kind of saying. So anyways, that's that. Again, I'm going to say it one more time. If you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out to me on Facebook. You can message me directly. You can message any of the business pages. Yeah, that's me, Jenna Smith. Have a good night, and thanks for listening.